The Santa Monica Pier sparkled beneath the late afternoon sun, its bright lights and colorful rides casting cheerful reflections across the ocean waves. Families laughed, street musicians played soft guitar tunes, and the smell of caramel popcorn drifted through the salty air. But in one quiet corner behind the carousel, a very different scene was unfolding, one no one had noticed yet. 12-year-old Emma, a girl with a small brace strapped to her right leg, stood near the railing eating a melted ice cream. Her mother had gone to grab napkins, leaving her alone for just a moment. Emma didn't like crowds, and she kept her eyes lowered, hoping no one would notice her limp. But someone did. 3 teenage boys, loud, restless, and bored, spotted her. Their eyes locked onto the silver brace around her leg, and smirks spread across their faces. "Hey, look," one of them whispered cruelly. "Robot girl." They approached her slowly, like predators circling prey. Emma stiffened, gripping her ice cream tighter. She wished her mom would return. She wished she could just disappear. "What's wrong with your leg?" one boy sneered, stepping closer. "Can't walk straight?" I'm fine," Emma whispered. Another boy suddenly kicked the bottom of her brace, causing her knee to buckle. Emma stumbled, barely catching herself against the railing. "Move, Cripple," the tallest one barked, giving her a hard shove. Her ice cream fell to the wooden planks. Emma's breath stopped. Her eyes filled with tears. Not because of the pain, but because everyone around her continued laughing, playing and walking as if nothing was happening. As if she was invisible. "Look at her face," one bully mocked. "She's gonna cry." Emma tried to stand tall, but her legs trembled. Her heart pounded so loudly she could barely hear the boys anymore. She had been bullied before, but never like this, never surrounded, never trapped. And then, a low rumble rose in the distance. A deep, thunderous sound that made the bullies pause. The wooden planks beneath their feet vibrated. Motorcycles, many of them. The sound grew louder, closer, until more than a dozen bikers rolled onto the pier, leather jackets shining, engines growling like angry beasts. The bullies froze. Emma turned around slowly. A massive biker with a gray beard, sunglasses, and a heavy chain on his vest stepped off his motorcycle. He looked straight at the boys, and he did not look amused. The moment the bullies kicked the disabled girl's wheelchair, the sound echoed across the Santa Monica Pier. The girl, Mia, wobbled forward, barely managing to keep herself from falling out. Tears filled her eyes, not just from the pain, but from the humiliation of being treated like she didn't even matter. The boys laughed, pointing at her trembling hands. "Come on, Cripple, move faster," one of them shouted, pushing her again. But this time, the wheelchair didn't move. A large shadow fell across the wooden planks of the pier, then another, and another. Suddenly, the boys' laughter died in their throats. Behind Mia stood a group of over 20 bikers, tall, leather-jacketed, tattooed, silent, watching every second. The leader, a massive man with a gray beard and calm eyes, stepped forward. His boots thudded on the pier as he approached the boys, who instantly froze like statues. "Is there a problem here?" he asked quietly. It wasn't a threat, but it felt like one. The bullies backed up, their bravado melting away. We were just joking," one muttered. The leader slowly crouched beside Mia. His voice softened as he tilted her chin up gently. "Are you okay, sweetheart?" Mia nodded, though tears ran down her cheeks. "I didn't do anything, they just kept calling me names." The biker's jaw tightened. He stood, turned to his group, and gave a single nod. Within seconds, the bikers moved. Not angrily, not violently, but with silent purpose. They surrounded the bullies completely, forming a circle so tight the boys couldn't escape. One biker leaned down, apologized to the lady. The boy swallowed hard. "So sorry." "Not to us, to her." They turned toward Mia, trembling. We're sorry." The bikers stepped back only after the boys fled down the pier, tripping over each other in their panic. Then the leader returned to Mia. "You're safe now. Nobody hurts you while we're here." He signaled another biker, who kneeled to check the wheelchair. "The wheel's bent, I'll fix it." Tourists had stopped to watch. Phones were recording. But Mia wasn't scared anymore. For the first time all day, she felt protected. The leader placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Come on, kid. We'll stay with you until your parents get here." And with that, the sea of bikers began escorting her down the pier, like she was royalty. The sun hung low over Santa Monica Pier, turning the waves gold as the crowd slowly dispersed from the dramatic scene. The bullies had been taken away by security, trembling after the bikers confronted them. But the real story was unfolding quietly, away from the noise. Lena sat on a bench, still shaken. Her crutches leaned against her leg, and her small hands trembled from both fear and the shock of everything that had happened. She had spent her whole life trying to go unnoticed, trying not to be a burden, trying not to take up space. Today she felt seen, but not in the way she ever wanted. Jack Iron Bear, the leader of the biker group, crouched in front of her, his voice gentle despite his intimidating appearance. "Hey, kid," he said softly. "You were brave back there." Lena shook her head. "No, I wasn't. I was scared." "Courage doesn't mean you aren't scared," he replied. "It means you kept going anyway." Her mother wiped away her tears as she listened, overwhelmed. For years she had been fighting this battle alone. Doctor visits, therapy sessions, endless nights spent comforting her daughter after cruel comments at school. Today was the first time anyone had stepped in. One of the biker women, Maria Steele Rose, sat beside Lena. "You know," she said, pulling off one glove, "I was once told I'd never ride a motorcycle because of my condition." She rolled up her sleeve, revealing a prosthetic forearm. "People will always talk. You can't let them decide who you are." Lena stared at the prosthetic in awe. "But you're strong," she whispered. "And so are you," Maria smiled. Jack stood and extended his hand. "How about something to help you remember today for the right reasons?" Lena blinked. "Like what?" He pointed to his motorcycle. "A ride with your mom's permission." Her mother hesitated, but when she looked into Lena's eyes, she saw something she hadn't seen in a long time. Excitement. Mom nodded slowly. "Okay, but be careful." Jack placed a small helmet on Lena's head, gently tightening the strap. He lifted her onto the padded back seat, making sure she was secure. The other bikers revved their engines softly, not to show off, but to welcome her. As the motorcycle rolled forward, Lena felt the wind rush against her face. For the first time in her life, she didn't feel broken. She felt free. And as the sea of bikers escorted her along the pier, people watched, not out of pity this time, but admiration. A girl who had been kicked down was now riding higher than ever.